Hello everyone, and welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. It is week 2 for the King's Cup. Welcome. Last week we saw the start of the entire thing. The start of the event, the start of Season 1. Very exciting. And we saw Yami Yugi, the one that is the King of Games right now, because that's just what he is in the anime, lose 2-0. 2-0 to Taya Gardner. In the zone immediately, pressing the lurk button, but I have an automatic message from Nightbot saying, they're working on becoming a Pokemon Master. They'll still be here to support you in the meantime. But no, they want to be the best student in Duelist Kingdom. That works. Alright, let me show you what things were like last week. We had Howard X Miller, the mill deck from GX, lost to Jack Atlas. Tricky Tommy Noble beating Yusho Sakaki, so that was exciting for him. Tricky Tommy Noble being one of the more hidden characters who was in one episode of Zexal. Blue Maiden beat Nistro. Taya Gardner obliterated Yugi, one of the 2-0 victories. Antinomy and Rin. Antinomy came on top in that synchro duel. Disa with her Shadows. No, Disa with her Monarchs beat Angie and her Shadows. Roman Goodwin got past Brooke Walker, even though Brooke Walker took game 1. Aster Phoenix beat Quattro, so Minako will be happy with that. She's rooting for Aster. Yami Merrick, like the evil from Battle City, got beaten by Miss Chono from the manga. Evil teacher. Don't underestimate the teachers. And then Tanya beats Dipper, because Constellars. Constellars need to win. I hope Dipper wins. In the standings, there's not a super clear person at the top, because there's 10 people that won, so 10 people with 3 points. That's going to change because some of those winners will be facing each other today. And then the people that lost 2-1 get the 1 point. I got the points fixed. I was able to figure that out last night. Quattro, Yami Merrick, Brooke Walker, Nistro, Yusha Sakaki, and Howard X Miller have 1 point. The ones that lost 2-0 don't have any points because they didn't even win a single duel. Rin, Angie, Dipper, and Yami Yugi. That's the points. Right now, we're going to see at the end of today who will be leading the standings. Here are our matchups for that second round. We're going to start off with Miss Chono against Tanya. Dipper Orion and his Constellars will be facing Howard X Miller's mill deck. Aster Phoenix will go against Yami Merrick. Brooke Walker against Quattro. Disa against Roman Goodwin. Antinomy against Angie. Yami Yugi will be fighting Rin, so it's 2 people that lost 2-0 in the first round, so one of them will be getting a win today, almost certainly, because there's very few ties that I expect. Nistro against Taya Gardner. Yusha Sakaki against Blue Maiden, so they both lost in round 1, 2-1, so one of them will get their first victory. And then Jack Atlas to end it off against Tricky Tommy Noble. So we're going to start with the normal monster / Blacklist Soldier deck for Miss Chono against Tanya's Amazoness, and we're going to end off with the Resonator Red Dragon Archfiend deck versus Tricky Tommy Noble's Fire Fist featuring Ultimate Baseball Kid. I have to say featuring Ultimate Baseball Kid because that's his favorite card. Alright. What is... Actually, I should have kept it up a little longer, because I need to set up that first duel. Everything else seems to be correct and set up. That's recording properly. That's very good. And I said it was going to be Miss Chono against Tanya. Let's get started. Tanya's going to start us off today. Take a while to load in, it's just the first duel. There we go! Starting with Princess, immediately have Village on the field. Do they have Onslaught already? They don't. I'm not sure if I would have chosen that. Maybe Onslaught might have been better, but who knows. They start with BLS, so they get Advanced Ritual Arts, so they can immediately play that. That's going to be very good, because then BLS, if it destroys Princess, can get rid of the field spell. And without Onslaught, it won't be banished. I would say that's a good good start for Miss Chono. Remember, this is Master Duel, not Tag Force 3, which we did yesterday. For the Champions Cup, this is King's Cup on Master Duel, so we're doing match duels. If you win one duel, it's not over yet. Miss Chono with a very good start, though. Could she be the Queen of Games? The last one that I put in. She was originally not even going to be part of the King's Cup. It was originally going to be Informate, the robot from Legacy of the Duelist. But I decided to change it almost last second. Okay, Empress is on the field, but they can't be BLS. If they don't find anything to be BLS soon, it's going to be trouble. Why Empress again? That seems very useless. Why would you Empress into another Empress? And it's mirror forced anyway! Is it field clear? Okay, not quite field clear, but this might be is this going to be a turn 4 victory? Actually, Amazon is coming to sort of battle due to Queen. Could Tiger be attacked? Can't. Yeah. If BLS just attacks Tiger, the rest can attack directly. Exceeds. Okay, into Castell. That can get rid of Queen. No, just flip it face down. Oh, because otherwise Tiger couldn't be destroyed by battle either. Smart. Shuffle the rest back. Yeah, it's not going to be turn 4 victory, but it's looking extremely good for Miss Chono. Just starting turn 2 with the BLS. Yeah. And the fact that BLS can just search for advanced ritual art is really nice. There we go, just going for the finish. Turn 6, game 1 goes to Miss Chono. And I actually know how to keep track of that better because I want to make sure I put all the scores in correctly. I can already put it in challenge because I'm not actually doing the sets correctly. Instead of putting the finishing score as 2-1, I just do it per set now. I'll show you once. Like, I'll show you here. Just quickly here. I used to do just in set 1, put the entire score, but I have to do it per set to make sure that everyone gets the points that I want them to get. Because I want it to be 1 point for every game that they win, and that in the program for challenge that's a set. And then they get an extra point for winning the match, so that's how they got 3 points, while still getting the 1 point if they win the 1 game. So that's how I want the points to work. Let's go to game 2. Miss Chono's starting that stuff now, and I'm happy that Miss Chono's starting it now, because in week 1 we had so many duels that started with player 2, and it seemed pretty suspicious. Starting with Cosmo Queen, waiting with BLS, it makes sense, I think. Actually, you can't draw anyway in turn 1. Not BLS. Blue Eyes White Dragon on the field. Probably next turn, Black Desert Soldier will search Advanced Ritual Art, so they can play that. Let's see what Tanya can do now, though, now that BLS isn't on the field yet. Jets up Villa. They probably want a Queen, because the moment they can get destroyed by battle, Black Desert Soldier's effect can go off. There's Onslaught. That's a good one. BLS searches Advanced Ritual Art, sends 2 normal monsters. Do the Snake Hair? No, 2 Megalo Smash. Why Megalo Smash and not Snake Hair? Okay. Black Desert Soldier, Legendary Swordsman. I really like how I built this deck. Because some decks I build. Why are they not playing Onslaught? You just lost your cards again. What are you doing, Tanya? Play Onslaught, banish it. That works, right? Or does it leave the field before it takes effect? You have to reset now. They need to take care of BLS soon. The thing is, even if they take care of this one, there's another one waiting that can just search for the next Advanced Ritual Art, because there's not just one in the deck. It's Miss Chono who beat Yami Merrick in week 1. Is she gonna be Queen of Games? Like, I know it's super early. It's just week 2. There's 19 weeks of this. Okay, beat that. Lowers the power of BLS. Can attack again. Very good, Pet Liger. If your Amazon's monster attack the opponent's monster, yeah. Once per battle, if this card attacks doing that. No, that's. Wait, where did they get the double attack from? Did I miss something? Where did it get the double attack from? Anyway, there's another BLS that's now powered up. Bye, Tiger. Effect. Shuffle the rest away. I started the deck with Miss Chono just with the snake hair. I wanted the snake hair to be in the deck. I decided, okay, normal monster deck with Rescue Rabbit. Decided to add Megalith Masher X for the good Logia and Dolka plays. Then decided, oh yeah, probably Advanced Ritual Art will be nice. Let's play that. Found BLS that works so much better than I could think. And yeah, this deck is really fun to see in action. I really like it. And Miss Chono just won 2-0. Which puts Miss Chono at 6 points. And winning 2-0 is better than 2-1 because that's one less point for the opponent. And Tanya was one of the winners in the first week. Because she beat Dipper. But that's Miss Chono winning set 2 as well. Also, if in the VOD or in anything, in the stream, you see me enter the incorrect score, call me out on it. Because before this entire 19 weeks is done, if you just call me out on something, I can still adjust it and correct the scores. Like, if whether Tanya or Miss Chono wins this week doesn't change what their matchups are going to be in the following week. Everyone faces everyone once anyway. Okay, so Miss Chono has the 2-0 victory. Next up, we're going to have Dipper against Howard. Where is Dippy? Dipper. There's Dipper with my consider deck. Hopefully he can get his first point. Hopefully points if he wins. Then Howard X Miller, who got one win against Jack Atlas. He won the very first duel of the entire series, but he didn't win the match. Dipper against Howard, that is correct. Let's go. Starting with the 7th one. Boo! You need to ride the 7th one. I think we saw 7th one once last time, but they had Vanity's Emptiness active at the time. So that didn't really work. Alright, what can they do against the Milda? Going attacking now, that makes sense. Sends another 3, which includes the Vanity's Emptiness. Are they gonna Xyz now? Yes. And they have Dimension Slice face down. So it's probably gonna be Omega and then... No, Dark Rebellion! I know the AI likes to go Omega and then immediately into M7. But they go for Rebellion for the attack power. They don't know that the opponent's deck type, maybe they should keep the other 2 just to have an extra attack in. I have a Pollux to play. I assume there's going to be pretty useless, same for Solemn Warning probably. But without too many stall cards, Howard is not looking too good. There's big attacks here from Dipper, who is about to get his first point next turn if there's no other good card from Howard. He doesn't have his big stall cards. That set might change it, but because otherwise game 1's already over. Tanky searches for bear or cows. It's cows. Get summoned. They get an Xyz. They could have gone for Pleiades and then get rid of that set card. Is this where they go M7? Yeah, they immediately go M7. I feel like they should have kept with Omega. Use its effect to have it protected from something like a Magic Cylinder, perhaps. Not that it matters. Nope, because they just take game 1 anyway. Pretty quick game so far. Dipper takes game 1. I've entered that already. Let's go to game 2. I don't expect Howard to do too well in the tournament. He's the only one that I consider to have a V3 deck. There's a lot of V4 decks, and then Yugi definitely has V5. Even though he did lose. Like, you can still lose with a weaker deck. I'd say maybe Disa has a V5 because her Monarch deck is really good. Originally I said that I've worked on other V4 decks as well, and I thought later, no, you know what? Like I said, I have a deck for Yuto. Yuto's deck is definitely fun. That is such a dumb play. Defender is supposed to be defense. It has 100 attack. Why in the world would you play that? We get to see it! Rank up Magic! The 7th one! But against Star Prime, no! We drew into it! No! No! We were about to see Chaos number 107! No! You ruined it! You ruined it! Still get big attacks. Okay, they can at least switch defender to defensive position now, but... We had Rank of Magic, the 7th one! We were gonna see Chaos 107! That... Really? You're gonna waste Dark Rebellion on a 100 attack defender? You are that desperate for any attack points. Okay. You still can't beat it. You need Chaos into, like, and then effects and then play these. Or just Raigeki. Play Raigeki. Good. Punish Howard X Miller, for getting rid of your 7th one, because I'm pissed about that. I have it in the deck because I feel like it's exciting and it's nice to pull it off, but I pretty much never do, even in real duels when I play the game. When I play this. Oh, Sharp Fortress, let's go. Get the double attack to Dark Rebellion. They're just going to finish it off turn 5, Gaia Dragon, let's go. Yeah, punish them, because I wanted to see 7th one and I have to wait at least another week. Get out of here. Quick duel so far. Dipper 3 points. Constellar on the board. 100 attack is so strong. Wow, I never saw such a powerful monster. No, yeah. That's one thing I don't like about the AI in Master Duel. They like to attack with weak monsters. Sometimes they'll just randomly attack with 100 attack monster. They just should not do that unless they have the knowledge that the opponent's defense monster has 0 defense. Like, let's say the opponent has used Nimble Momonga's effect to set a new Nimble Momonga on the field, which has 100 defense. And oh, your opponent has a monster with 200 attack, they can attack with that. It's risky because you leave it in attack mode, but like you can. Why would you attack with a 100 attack monster? It's stupid. And also, if the opponent has, let's say, a monster with 1,000 attack and then 2 with 2,500, and the first player plays a set monster, it's unlikely that the 1,000 attack monster is going to beat it. Sometimes it will, sure. But it's likely you'll just crash into, let's say, a 1,700 defense or something. But they still insist on attacking with the weakest one first. It's very consistent. That's one thing I'd like to see change about the Master Duel CPU AI. Mr. Hi, Minako. Welcome back. Aster Phoenix is actually in the next duel. So you get to see Aster Phoenix in action again. And this time he's upgraded his deck. He made it really far yesterday. Aster, what was this result in the first one? He beat Quattro from Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal with his gimmick puppets, 2-1. So he already has 3 points. Now he gets to fight Yami Merrick. And his deck is a lot better than it is in Tag Force in this game. Aster Phoenix, where are you at? Aster Phoenix. There you go. He still has Destiny and Dragoon, but he has a lot more of his... a lot newer of the Destiny Hero supports. And he has a lot more fusions. He has Destiny Hero Dystopia, Destiny Hero Dangerous, he has Vision Hero Adoration, a Plasma support in D-Force, and he even has Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. So, yeah, it's a good card. Aster against Yami Merrick. Yami Merrick was here somewhere. There. Yami Merrick has a burn deck, a chain burn deck. So let's see what's going to happen with that. I knew you'd like it. Taya plays a fairy deck as well, although that's not quite the fairy deck that you're looking for. Like the one... I haven't worked on your deck yet. Or he starts with Fusion Destiny. Oh, Merrick. This is either really good or really bad. Chain Strike, okay. 800 damage, plus another 3. Taya has nothing compared to me. Well, Taya beat Yami Yugi. 2-0. Like, she 100% upgraded her deck. She doesn't have her weak Petite Angel and Shining Friendships. I gave her a vastly upgraded fairy deck. She plays a counter fairy deck. And it's really strong. Oh, Magic Cylinder works on Destiny and Dragoon. Stops that. It's a big damage from Merrick already, but can he deal enough damage with what's remaining? Fusion Destiny would destroy Destiny and Dragoon at the end of this turn, I believe. But then it can revive itself during the standby phase. Because Plasma and Dogma are in the graveyard now. There it is. Do you have another Magic Cylinder? Because then Merrick almost wins. Yes, he does! Double Magic Cylinder, and there's 300 extra from Dark Room, so he only needs to do 300. Secret Blast! Merrick wins! What are these quick duels? It's like turn 4, turn 5, turn 6. Every duel so far, it feels like. What's going on with these quick duels today? Well, I'll quickly run you, because you asked, I'll quickly run you through all the participants. Actually, no, I'll just say it, and then you'll see them in action after a bit. We have, representing Duel Monsters, so the original series, we have Yami Yugi, Taya Gardner, Yami Merrick. Representing GX, we have Aster Phoenix, Howard X. Miller, who was in like 1 or 2 episodes, Disa from Tag Force, but I count it as GX, because Tag Force is GX, and then Tanya, one of the Shadow Riders. For 5Ds, we have Jack Atlas, Antinomy, and Roman Goodwin. For Zexel, we have 4 characters. Quattro with his gimmick puppets, Tricky Tommy Noble, who was in 1 episode, Brooke Walker, and Nistro. Brooke Walker plays Mermill, Nistro has the heroic challengers. Arc 5 of Yusho Sakaki, who is Yuya's dad, the main character's dad. Dipper Orion, who plays Constellars, which is my favorite archetype. And then Rin, who plays Wind Witch. For Vrains, we just have Blue Maiden, who plays our Blue Angel deck, or old... Not Blue Angel deck. Blue Angel used to be her avatar name. She plays her Trickstar deck. And then 2 other characters. We have Angie, which is a character from the World Championship games, who always plays dark decks. I gave her a Shadol deck. And then Miss Chono from the anime. Not anime, from the manga. I gave her a deck, like a normal monster deck with Black Lesser Soldier, Legendary Swordsman. I wanted to have like little character images ready, like on the little side in the bottom left and top right, where you see the players, where you see their life points and stuff. But because of issues with challenge, which is what I used for the brackets, I decided not to work on that. Decided to try and fix challenge instead. Got it to work. Servers are back up, which is nice. But I don't have the images yet. So I wanted to be able to have, once like a duel starts here, I want to have Aster's face in the bottom left over where it shows the, like the monster or character image, and then on the top right, I would have Quattro. But it takes a while to set up those images, and I don't have that yet. Quattro and Aster are my boys, and they face each other in round 1. But at least they don't have to face each other for the rest of King's Cup. Because they only face every opponent once each. Firecracker, one of the few attacking options that he has. But here comes Fusion Destiny. I think he only has 1 Fusion Destiny in the entire deck, because that always going to be a bit too strong. But here's the Destiny and Dragoon. Is that going to get slipped by Magic Cylinder again? Also, here's Stratos. Can't destroy a spell or trap. You really want to destroy spells or traps with that. And look, there's Dogma and Plasma in the hand already. In case they have another fusion card. Not a quick duel this time. But Destiny and Dragoon is going to revive itself, and this time it can stay on the field. They're just going to attack, but Wabaku saves Merrick for another turn. But at some point, we're going to have to deal damage. That is one way to deal damage, I suppose. Dogma's effect to half the opponent's life points. That's strong. Can he still do it if it's not destroyed? Just during the standby phase if it's in the graveyard. Yeah, Destiny and Dragoon just revives itself. That works. In that case, I think it's the right choice. Because you just took 4,000 of Merrick's life points away. Shadows can now actually destroy a spell or trap, which is a good call. Destroying those spells and traps is key. And Decider stops effect damage once, I believe. I think that's how it works. Once per duel, you can add it to the hand when effect damage would have been dealt. It doesn't come into play much, but it comes into play against Merrick. Yeah. There's a magic cylinder for the first damage that Merrick deals to Aster. But with very few Stalkers left after that MST and, what was the other card? Strato's effect. Merrick's in trouble for game 2. He won game 1 due to 2 very well-placed magic cylinders. But it doesn't look good for him now. There comes Absolute King Backjack. He's too late with it. Well, not that Justice Urge could have finished that, but he should have done it before attack declaration. That's game 2 to Aster. We're gonna go to game 3. Took a little bit to get started with the damage, but Aster absolutely took over once Dogma came out. Let's go to game 3. Who's gonna take the 3 points, and who's gonna go home with just 1? Because it's not 3 points for the winner, 0 for the loser. It's 1 point per duel 1. So if you lose 2-1, you get 1 point. If you win 2-1, you get 2 points for having won 2 duels. You get an additional point for winning the match. I feel like that's fair. Merrick with 3 sets to be expected in a burn deck. He has like 6 monsters, I think. 7. 2 Backjacks, 2 Pachycephalos, 2 Firecrackers, and then like 1 Lava Golem, I think. Setting up that graveyard. Decider in the graveyard is good against the burn deck. Just saves you from one of the burn. Blazing Mirror Force is gonna work with Decider. Stratus will be destroyed, but no damage to Merrick. I mean, no damage to Aster. Will Merrick still take the damage? He does. Aster will take it. That's a discard for hand size limit. That's unusual. But draw hand does come back out in the standby phase. So that works out. Everything agrees. During the next standby, after the scout was sent to the rest of some banishment leads with. Yeah, Fusion Destiny, here we have it again. Destiny and Dragoon. Everyone who hurts my Aster will feel my anger. Well, I believe that anger has been transferred to Aster, and he has Destiny and Dragoon and Dogma. Okay, there's Magic Cylinder, well played, but their life points are going to be halved anyway due to Dogma's effect. Merrick is in trouble unless they have another Magic Cylinder, Dimension Wall, multiple of those. Low Lava Golem. If he has the stall, this can be very good for him. If he has a Dimension Wall or something else. Or a couple of Wabakus. Chain Strike for 800. Pretty nice. Merrick doesn't really know how to wait with Chain Strike to have it as a higher chain link and do more. But 800 damage is okay. 1000 damage. Decider comes out. If that ever hits a graveyard, then that can... No, actually, you can, I think, do the effect damage stop once per duel. Each of them once per duel, yeah, and they've already done it. Secret Barrel, that's 1600 damage. Do they know that they've won? If Merrick has Justice Urge or whatever, he wins. His Lava Golem for 1000, I think Merrick has it, right? He just needs a tiny, tiny card. Yeah! That's enough! The Lava Golem was really well played, and then he had enough. Sorry, Minako, you had to see it happen again. But Aster Phoenix lost. Like, yesterday he won a lot, but today, he just got one in the games. Yami Merrick wins the match 2-1. Merrick, I will hurt you. Merrick, be afraid. Be very afraid, because Minako was after you. Also, I never set up my webcam, did I? No, I did set up my webcam, but my challenge is over it. There we go. That's better. I can see myself. Hello. Alright, so enter Merrick. Well, Aster still has 17 more duels to do something with, and Aster Phoenix did win his first duel. So he already has 3 points. He gets 1 from this, so he'll be at 4 points after today. Quattro has 1 point, because he lost to Aster 2-1 in week 1, but maybe you can transfer all of that anger of Aster having lost to Quattro? Because Quattro is up next. Let's see, Brookwalker against Quattro. Brooke Walker with her Merlantian deck. Quattro with gimmick puppets. Quattro. Where is the Quattro? There was the Quattro. Walker Quattro. Yeah, that looks good. Let's go. I may not have a deck, but I will still have fists. I like it. You have fists. What if there would be an archetype of like foresty angels? No, foresty fairies, but with fists. Like they punch you. Like, oh hi, we're cute. You make us angry. Punch. Would that be something you would use? Ah, nice field to start with, but let's see how our gimmick puppet player responds. Just with some sense. Doesn't have his combos ready yet. Some of the monsters can't be summoned unless it's a Druid Dolls in the grave or some of the others are in the hand. You can't summon them without gimmick puppets on the field. Here comes a Link for Brooke. She likes to play Coraline mode. Oh my god, my cat. My cat apparently was on the floor and her tail touched my hand and I got spooked. What the heck? Ah, you want to be on my lap again? You want to go outside? You want to go downstairs with me? Bye-bye. Spook me. Are you going to go to my brother's room because I'm not giving you attention? Okay. That's possible too. Sometimes the AI will just link combo some things that I don't understand it, but that one I understand because that's someone's Smoolon Glacier. That's very good. Not a lot left for Quattro, although he has Dreary Doll in the grave now. You can make use of that. But Scissor Arm's level 4. Okay, now he can at least make a level 8 Exceeds. Poly 15? You know, he goes for that one. Actually, you can take a Mulan Glacier for that effect. That's a negative effect if they destroy it, right? Skip the battle phase of your next turn. Yeah, they can't attack this one, but they can Raigeki. That does put Dreary Doll back in the grave. They can probably play something with that. Maybe. Skip the battle phase this turn. It says still advantage, bro. I probably just protect my monsters because I don't like seeing monsters getting hurt, so most of my damage comes from burn damage. But then if anyone hurts my Yu-Gi-Oh boys, I will show my angry side and then my monsters fight. Okay. We're creating the Minako Yu-Gi-Oh lore here during my my Yu-Gi-Oh streams. Alright, let's see. What can Brooke do to come back from this? Not looking too good, but could play some cards, maybe do some links, create something fancy. Actually, what synchros does Brooke have? I don't remember. He has something, right? Has some tuners out. Send some cards to the grave. Big Link. Here comes Boral Sword Dragon. Which deals double damage. No, actually, no. It increased. It halves their attack. Takes that attack. Huh. I thought the gimmick puppets were looking good for just one turn. But Brooke has Boral Sword Dragon. Yeah, when I take the different versions of the different decks, up to including version 3, they mostly use like their own archetype and not too much outside of it. Version 4, they go a bit out of their comfort zone. Their main engine should still be their own archetype, but they can be supported a bit by some extra cards, like an Access Code Talker, a Boral Sword Dragon. Not everyone's going to have Boral Sword or Access Code or some of the big finishers or Baron de Fleur that many competitive players might use. Not everyone's going to have Maxi or Ash Blossom, but you might see some cards like that. Right, game 1 goes to Brooke because she played Boral Sword Dragon. I really hope for your sake, Minako, that Quattro wins now. Because I don't want to show you 2 of your characters that lost. Because that would be sad. That would not be nice. Merrick made me angry, so be careful, Merrick. I might be under your bed. I like it. We get to find... I can check after this duel which, who Merrick's up against next time. What if Merrick's against Quattro? Merrick has faced... Who did Merrick face in the first round? Oh, Miss Chono. He lost to Miss Chono in round 1. So Merrick was one of the losers that got a win. Miss Chono got 2 wins, so Miss Chono's looking really good in the standings. I'm looking forward to actually seeing Yugi do something, because he didn't get to do something against Taya in week 1. Even if he loses again, I'd like to actually see some of his monsters. And I do feel he is one of the best decks. Disa might actually be a sleeper, in terms of, like, it's a good deck, but it might actually be better than we think. With her Monarchs, because she has a lot of the Monarch support. How can Taya even win anything? Well, actually, statistically, Taya won every duel she ever played in the anime. Like 4 off-screen against Joey, like when Joey didn't know how to play it. But then she won against My Valentine. She won against Crump, the penguin in the virtual world, and she won one other duel somewhere, I believe. Okay, she never played against Yugi in the anime, but Taya's the only female lead that has won every duel she was in. She's not portrayed to be very strong, but she did win every duel, so it's an interesting statistic. And the cyber battle, Mai didn't want to win in cyber battle is plot. Yeah. I get it. But yeah, Taya was absolutely the one deck that had to massively upgrade. So Taya has a massively upgraded deck to give her a chance. I didn't want to give her just a weak deck, just because she's Taya. I didn't want to give her the strongest deck out there, because also I don't want to... I want to be able to, at some point, play version 5 decks, which I consider to be the biggest and strongest decks. Why do you have Ash Blossom in attack? But yeah, I want to be able to upgrade more some decks. Like, Aster's deck could be stronger. There is Destiny Hero support that would make Aster stronger. There's a really broken fusion monster that I intentionally didn't put in his deck, because I want most decks to be able to have that one step extra, with a few extra, like one extra boss monster, or a few extra spells or monster support that would make it more consistent and stronger. And I want to have that upgrade possible for the future if I decide to go there. But most decks still have upgrades possible. And some decks, yeah, they're really good, but then the AI just links off certain monsters, and why the hell are you playing some of these linked monsters in a row? So isn't she also a female character that won every duel? Technically Serenity as well, but yeah, Serenity did only duel once. Yes. But trying to, like, I mentioned a female lead, but she was indeed a female that won all of her duels, yes. She also has a 100% win ratio. I haven't built a deck for Serenity yet. I would be interested in it. It would probably be a deck that has a bunch of fusions that use the fusion substitute monsters, like, because she had to say Saint Joan with Goddess of the Third Eye, I believe. Also, Quattro just lost again. I know we were talking about Taya, but Quattro got obliterated. Sorry. I'm laughing a bit about it, but it's sad. Quattro and Aster both lost when you were here. That's not good. Let's see, who are they up against next week? Actually, no, I'm not going to reveal the next week. You can actually see the little bit of round 3 already, but only at the very end am I going to reveal who the matchups are for next week. I think that'd be nice. You can just see Taya, Blue Maid, and Howard. They're not going to face each other. That's the best I'm going to show you. Alright, Disa against Roman Goodwin. Disa won in round 1, and so did Roman Goodwin. So one of them is probably going to have their first loss. Disa from Tag Force, but with a vastly upgraded Monarch deck. Roman Goodwin with his Spider deck. There we go, Roman. Disa Roman, yes, that is correctly set up. Let's go. Oh, not webcam off. This one. My gang, which is Luna, Leo, and me, will hunt down everyone. They have dragons, so my gang wins every duel, obviously. I know Roman is a dark signer, but what was he, the bird or the brother of the bird? Yeah, Roman was this. Yeah, he had the spider symbol. He was originally one of the signers, but I don't remember the detail of the story. And then Rex, Roman's brother, took his arm, which made him a signer and the dark signer at the same time, and it was a bit weird. And yeah, he had the eagle thing. The Wiro Kosharaska. The Earthbound Immortal Uru is in Roman's deck. It's a 1 copy though. Because I don't see it being that useful, but I did want it to have in the deck because it's like his signature card. That and I'd say Underground Arachne too, but Uru is more well known. I hate spiders, they scare me. Well, I guess we're rooting for Disa then. Disa is one of my favorites. Disa already qualified for Champions Cup, and she and Astro Phoenix. But wow. Wait, what? Did I miss where the... Did I miss early damage, or did I... Huh? Where did all of that damage... How did she already lose? I was looking at chat and responding to a thing about being scared of spiders. Huh? What just happened? The settings were correct, right? They weren't at lower life points? I can't, like, look at the VOD now. Maybe they played a card with big damage? Because they had just the Beetle and the Crossword. Crossword does have piercing. So that helps. I hope nothing weird happened and I just missed the big damage thing. Because I guess that's a win for Roman. And I hope that nothing messed up happens. If in the VOD it turns out, hey, call me out on it, because I'm not going to watch the entire VOD just when I upload this. But people on YouTube, when you see this VOD and this duel has to be voided because it was weird. She had 8,000 life points? Okay, yeah, probably just lost then. But if something weird happened that makes me have to void this duel and maybe redo one of the duels in this match, let me know and I'll just do that in a future stream. But probably this was just... Oh, Solemn Judgment. Okay. You check back on it. Thank you. That makes sense. She halved her life points. That makes a lot more sense with how quickly that happened. Didn't work out for her, it looks like. Game 2. Anyway, Disa, I do like Disa. Just because how she showed her power in the very first tournament I ever did on Tag Force, which is what started the entire thing. That is now called Champions Cup. Disa and Disa was second place, just only losing to me in Tournament 1 there. I decided, okay, I'm not going to participate anymore. I decided for Disa in Tournament 2. She won that, was the first qualifier for Champions Cup. And she is just very strong. Let's pay a bit more attention to the duel. Actually see what's happening. There's 3 Solemn Judgments in her deck. She wants her... Like, Disa wants her spell support quickly. The spell that, like, discards and then draws 2, and then later searches as well. That's what she wants to see. One day I will be champion. Yeah, so the deck that I'll build for you will be a Master Duel. Season 1 of... Because it's just always the same 20 people in King's Cup. That's not going to change until the season's over. And then the lowest ranked 5 or 8 or 10 or whatever go out, and then we vote for new people to come in. And then the top 10 or whatever stay in for Season 2. For Champions Cup, which is currently exclusive to Tag Force 3, that's just the Tag Force 3 characters for Season 1. Season 2, I'll take that to Master Duel, so then pretty much every character is possible. So then I could make me a character. I could make you a character and make them join 1 or 2 tournaments, depending on the theme. Sometimes it'll be a random 16-person tournament, and it's just random whoever joins, and sometimes there's a theme. And then that theme might make you play, because you just are one of the few that fits that thing. And then we work towards a Champions Cup that way. I will say that the winner of a Champions Cup, so the final, who is the champion of champions, they automatically qualify for the Champions Cup next season, which requires us to find 1 less champion in any future season. To give them a chance to defend their championship. So you might be a champion in the future, but you'll have to wait for Season 2 to be able to participate. Here comes Erebus, her boss monster. Caius is one of her bosses in Tag Force. Caius is still in this deck. I made sure to, I think, have one, maybe 2 copies in it. I think 1. Throwing the Monarchs adds Ether for later. But here comes the Search. Tenacity, Tenacity, or Tenacity? Which one should we add? I think Blaziken. Gets a Stormforth, gets a Prime Monarch. Shuffles, gets another draw. But Mirror Force! It's a strong card. And the trap tricks then... Wait, does it summon Erebus to their field? Because it was a normal trap that did it? If I'm opponent leaves the field because your card or effect is not graveyard abandoned, you... Oh! Well played, Roman. Well played. I didn't think Roman had that strong of a deck. I probably would have guessed him to be in the bottom half. But hey, a lot is still to happen. But he's won his first 2 matches. Roman beats Disa again. So 2-0. Disa won in round 1, 2-0. So she got her 3 points. But she doesn't add any points this time. Roman gets it. Next up, Antinomy and Angie. Antinomy won in round 1, beating Rin, so he's 3 points. Angie lost 2-0 to Disa. So Angie doesn't have any points, and Antinomy has the 3. Antinomy, where are you? Antinomy's Tech Genius. There's a bunch of Tech Genius support that has yet to be added to Master Duel. Once that's added, I'll probably make a version 5 deck for Antinomy. And I'll make a version 5 deck for a lot of characters, but I'll have to use the version 4 decks for this tournament. Because I'm okay with occasionally maybe changing 1 or 2 cards in a deck if I feel like that just is what's right for the deck. But I'm not going to give, let's say, Aster that 1 card change to give him that huge boss monster. Because that'd be too big of a change for his deck. It'd be just very minor changes if I even change anything. But so far I haven't changed the King's Cup decks. For Champions Cup, I could change their decks every tournament. Angie. Oh yeah, because she's from World Championship, she has a different card box. I only know the Esla Piscu bird. Yeah, she's with, what's the name? Carly. The name of the spider is Earthbound Immortal Uru. So U-R-U. Aslapiscu is indeed like a certain type of bird used by the Fortune Lady girl. I haven't built a deck for her yet. She didn't have a Dark Synchro card or Dark Synchro monster in the anime, but you could argue Fortune Lady Every could sort of be a Dark Synchro. Not quite, but it's a level zone synchro. Not a great start for Antinomy, but it was worth Rhino. Dark Sorcerer, what's in his grave? A light, but Rush Rhino isn't a dark, so Chaos Sorcerer has to wait. Eclipse Wyvern sends Dark Armed. And she has the chance to push here based on what Antinomy has. Yeah, that she has no synchro is a little weird. Yeah, but I also like that it was the synchro era of the anime, but I like that not all decks are synchro decks. There are maybe mill decks, or stall decks, or burn decks, or decks that maybe happen to have a synchro card, but that's about it. That there are other ways that they play. They're not all just focused on synchro. Studinator with the follow. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Yeah, I think Angie's gonna take her first point. This is looking very, very good for Angie. That's the first duel that Antinomy has lost. Like, the match isn't over. Antimony could definitely take this back. But that's the first point for Angie. She gets game 1. Let's go to game 2. And it's Antinomy again that will start it off. Solemn Warning and Magic Cylinder to start, okay. Listen, there's a Drillfish is actually a pretty nice monster. But you can always direct attack with it and then destroy a monster if it direct attacks. Solemn Warning to stop El Shaddai Fusion. Probably a good play. And if a Shaddai Fusion monster hits the graveyard, they can get El Shaddai Fusion back. But that's a good start. That's a Spell Trap destroyed. Okay, but they didn't play a monster. Can they not summon anything? No Mathematician or something? Do they just have like Dark Arm Dragon, Blacklisted Soldier, Envoy at the beginning in their hand? Luckily for them, what's it? No big attacks from Antinomy either. Dark Honest gets summoned. Oh yeah, that was a late addition to her deck because I was like, oh wait, Dark Honest exists. It's a dark version of Honest. It works quite similarly. She has a dark deck for the most part, so let's play it. Very minor damage. Brings Drillfish back to the field for a bit of defense, but... Oh, Cat wants to go back. Didn't you just leave the room about 5 minutes ago? Okay, do not step on the keyboard. Jump, do not step on the keyboard. I will take you off of the desk if you step on the keyboard. I will allow you to walk past the microphone. There's plenty of space to walk to the milk to try and drink the thing that is still empty. If you're gonna go behind the computer, okay, as long as you don't walk on the keyboard. The key is behind the computer now. Meanwhile, there's tiny, tiny damage from Antinomy. Here's a fusion. El Shaddai construct, and this is where she gets going. This is where she starts popping off. Gets a draw from Shaddai Beast, sends a thing to the grave for construct. I would just send Beast again. Here's an Xyz. Yeah, I think Angie might be winning. Silent on her arc. You're gonna... Really? You're gonna play that? I guess. Get rid of a monster. 2800 damage. There's another 21. Actually, yeah, that's good enough. They just win. Antinomy didn't have the good draws that he needed to get his synchros off, and Angie didn't start this duel too well, but she was able to take over pretty quickly. Angie gets game 2. That's 3 points for Angie. I like when that everyone, like, oh, most people will have points by the end of this, and most people have had a win. You want to just sit there? Everyone want to see the cat? Cat just sitting here on the edge, like in the way of my arm to my mouse. You want to be a streamer? Yeah, during Marbles you tried to step on the keyboard a few times when I streamed Marbles earlier. Yeah. You just want to sit there, you want to look again. Why is that specific spot so nice? Because my arm is there and it's a bit warmer? You're going to sit on my lap. You could also sit on the bed. I don't know how comfy you think the bed is. The cat is also mad that Merrick won. so she's just getting in the way. Alright, let's see. I did just mention that most people who have lost have already gotten the win. At least from what I can remember. Let's see if Yugi can do the same. Yami Yugi, can you actually play? Can you get points? Because you're one of the 4 people that didn't have points yet. The others were, let's see, Rin, Angie, and Dipper. Dipper won 2-0. Angie won 2-0. Rin is against Yugi. So the 2 players in the next duel are the 2 duelists that remain that don't have any points yet. So if it becomes a 2-1 victory for either of them, then everyone already has points. Not everyone will have a win yet, because that's not possible, because they're fighting each other. But at least everyone will have points at that point. So both will be happy with even just one duel win. Yami Yugi definitely will want to redeem himself, because he couldn't even play any of his main cards. Yugi is actually at least a little bit hot, especially in his Pharaoh outfit, so he's my only hope. Well, everyone, including Aster and Mera, could still become the king of games. Because this is just week 2 out of 19. You could still win the next 17 and be fine. But yeah, this week just wasn't their week. Also, it's the Wind Witch deck for Rin, yes. But remember from week 1 what her backup is. She has a big boss monster that she can summon with one of her trap cards. Oh, does she start with Baron? Turn 1 Baron de Fleur. Ooh, she doesn't want to let Yugi play. She doesn't want to let Yugi play. Ah, preparation. That was probably not the card to hit. Okay, but she still has a strong monster out. Okay. I'll just keep the camera here for a bit. I want to remember to move the camera up again in a bit. Not the French monster. Chevalier de Fleur is even more French. But yeah, Baron de Fleur is definitely French. What is really weird is, you know, Hungry Burger? The old card Hungry Burger? There's an archetype built around it now. It's called the Recipe archetype. But in English, they have French names. It's like, let's say fish recipe. It has the exact translation for fish recipe, but in French. Like, I don't remember what recipe is in French. No, poisson is fish. Like, they have that. And then in brackets, you have fish recipe behind it, so people actually know what it's called in English. And so that technically it's still a recipe card. But it's the full French name, and then the translation in English behind it. Like fish recipe, there's so many recipes. Also, if you have an idea of what new emotes I should add, I have these emotes that I made just from Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Because I don't have a lot of emotes, I decided to just make some emotes out of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I think Dark Magician and Toy Emperor were the ones the followers can use. And then I have 3 other basic ones that people can use, and then Larvae Moth, Hungry Burger, plus I think my Bidoof emote for Suba. Clearwing Synchro Dragon, she borrowed that from her friend. At least Yugi got to play. I feel like he already got to play more than he was able to do against Teos in week 1. Totem Bird, ooh. Don't see Totem Bird too often. It's a Magician's Rod, okay. Magic Cylinder to Clearwing. But Totem Bird says no. But Eternal Soul says, I still want to play. Black Magician! Totem Bird stopped Magic Cylinder, but here comes Dark Magical Circle. So I got rid of Clearwing Synchro Dragon. Yugi's not looking too bad. Doesn't Bomb Between Teacher and Student come out now? Ooh. Can't play Fusion Monster. What? Why now? Like, he has a Fusion card, but he doesn't have his Fusion card now. Wait, Bomb Between Teacher and Student. Does that Dark Magician go into Dark Magician? No, it's the other way. Ah, maybe he doesn't have a Dark Magician Girl available? I know he has a Dark Magician Girl. Why didn't he play it? Cat's looking at the duels too. Oh, Icky. Who are you rooting for? Oh, you want me to make an emote off Aster? Maybe. Like, if I commission someone for some emotes, maybe I could do some fancy Yu-Gi-Oh ones. Because I'll probably have some Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh ones for some emotes if I ever commission it. But I don't feel like I have to do streams now regularly enough and have the viewers to make it worth it to pay someone to do emotes for me. I have the one Bidoof emote, and for the rest I just take some easy ones. And otherwise I don't mind that I'm not using my full emote amounts. I don't. Like, it's a little unfortunate, but I'm not gonna pay just to have filled them all out. Rin takes her first point. Yugi's lost another game. I really thought Yugi was gonna do better. Like, he still has he can still win this match. He still has 17 rounds after this. But this isn't the start that he was hoping for. It isn't. Rin takes game 1. Yugi, can you win game 2? Or is Yami Yugi, the king of games, going to be not just... It says that he's last in the standings, but he's officially last in the standings because he has the least amount of points. He just happened to be listed lowest after week 1. Potentially because his name is last in alphabetical order. That's not a good opening hand at all for Yugi. He wants his Magician's Rod. Not a big move for Rin either, but it's not a good start for Yugi. Oh no. I've done so many test duels with this deck, and Yugi has won most of those test duels. And meanwhile, Rin is like, oh, my turn, I get to take over, I get to beat the king of games. I want my 3 points. So Servant's gonna put Dark Magician on top of the deck, but it's not gonna help. I don't think he has Eternal Soul, does he? No, but he has that, so he can play his Ritual. But, oh no, he changed Fusion. You chose the wrong one. Actually, the Fusion could... No, wait, did he... You have to select? Oh, you have to select that it's a Fusion. You went for the Fusion, okay. Here's our other boss! Yeah, she has Sork. Effect doesn't come off, but it works. And then the trap's other effect was it? What if the opponent plays it? If the opponent activates a spell card or effect during, I think, the first turn that Zork's out. Yeah, no, during one of those turns, she can play that trap's effect again and then summon the 4-dimensional dragons. Also, Yugi doesn't have any points. Yugi just lost 2-0 again. Aster has a special place in my heart. I almost thought Jaden has to be my Jack husbando, but Aster came. Okay. Yeah, so Rin beat Yugi. Yugi's the only one that hasn't won a single duel. It's, what? Yugi, the king of games, hasn't won a single duel. That is rough. He still has 17 weeks to get it right. But he's going to be officially in last place. Let's set up the next one. Nistro against Taya Gardner. I know Taya beat Yugi 2-0 last time. Nistro lost to Blue Maiden. So Nistro doesn't have a match win yet. But he does have a point at least, because he won 1 of the games against Blue Maiden. Now, Minako, you get to see you get to see Taya's upgraded fairy deck. Very much upgraded fairy deck. You get to see the deck that beat Yugi twice. Nistro versus Taya. Yes, that is correct. Let's duel. Yeah, king of games, king of losing. It'll be interesting to see the statistics, who's at the lead. There's a few duelists who've won twice, including Miss Chono. So they'll be at the front with 6 points. The middle ground will be interesting, like who won once and then lost once in terms of a match. Because then, the 1 point that you can get if you lose, but you lose 2-1, will come into play. That's an interesting tiebreaker. I wanted to reward duelists for the duel wins, and I think that'll really help making that point system interesting, because otherwise it's just 3-0, because you'll almost never have ties. In certain sports, like let's say soccer, it's somewhat common to get to draw in a game and then award 1 point to both teams for that. But here it's almost not happening, so that's why I wanted that tiebreaker. You can exercise and then Blue Mountain once the other one's summoned? Yeah. And then you can Xyz boost the power by 1,000. And Taya doesn't have any cards left. Bladeheart? Rongo Miniad, okay. For 4,000. He had Bladeheart, right? Yeah, he does have a copy of Bladeheart. But that wouldn't have helped. Rongo Miniad at least isn't destroyed because of its effect. Can't be destroyed of a battle. For now. Rongo Miniad is one of the strongest cards in the tournament. But there's no like super huge combo that can consistently bring it out with loads of materials. Because Rongo Miniad at 3+ materials, that's when it's scary, I think. Because then it comes with the card effects either. Yeah. And then you lock the opponent at summons with 4. Usually Rongo Miniad just summons it too. Taya's not looking too good. Is she about to lose her first game? Yeah, okay, you're still just looking. Who are you rooting for, huh? Okay, look left if you're rooting for Taya, look right if you're rooting for Nistra. Okay, look right. Oki's rooting for Nistra. Maybe Oki's just rooting for Nistra because Nistra is winning right now. Excalibur comes out. There we go. Boosted attack. Is that permanent or just for the turn? End of the opponent's turn. Okay. Get some cards back on top of the deck, but there's 4,500 points of damage on the field already. At least nothing's added to it due to drastic drop-off, but Taya, you're gonna have 500 life points. Oh, Taya's Karibo. Look at Karibo. Hey, Karibo! I want Karibo. That's my mate. I can't select the mates for these decks, which is unfortunate. But I can make the field. So I felt like this field was somewhat appropriate. Oh no, Taya doesn't have Karibo, that's Nistra. Taya has the Raven Dread one. But Taya just lost her first duel. That's game 1 to Nistra. Let's see if you can do it a second time. Taya has the counter fairy deck, so once she needs to have a bit of a setup with her counter traps to be able to disrupt the opponent, then the opponent can't really push, and then she can draw new counter traps to keep disrupting. This time, she wasn't able to do that initial countering. This is good though. Guiding Ariadne, one of them in the pendulum zone, which means she doesn't pay life points or discard to activate counter trap cards. As usual. So no paying life points for a Magic Jammer, 7 tools of the Bandits. No paying life points for Solemn Judgment or any of the other Solemns. Ooh. Draco Utopian Aura. Bye-bye Zubaba General. Summon it to your field. Okay, that's extra sword back, but you can't summon it this turn because you've already normal summoned. This is where Taya suddenly pushes. Yeah, going first is good. I think it's good that in the Arc 5 era and the start of the Pendulum era, they saw that going first is an advantage. So that's why you don't draw on your first turn anymore. You used to. We're gonna see another Xyz with boosted power, due to extra sword. And it's Kachikochi Dragon this time. You can double attack if it destroys the monster by battle. No trap to disrupt it. Not that one. Now comes the effect. Can that be stopped? Nope. 2 monsters gone. Oh well, it's clear which card Taya wanted. Two more traps. What does Assault Armor do? I don't remember. Doing a main phase extends card to get to attack it twice. Otherwise, it's just a little bit of a boost. Horseback makes sense there. Zubaba General back to the field. Can't equip because it doesn't have Xyz material. But that does allow for a lot of damage. Taya is at low life points again. She's doing better than last time, but she needs something now where she loses. After the high of beating Yugi, a really nice start that made the headlines of week 1. Doesn't look like she's gonna win in week 2. Solemn Judgment with the Solemn Strike, which he doesn't have to pay for. But that pretty much confirms that she doesn't have anything else. Because she would have stopped the attack on the previous turn. Nistro beats Taya 2-0. Nistro has his first match win. So Taya stays stuck at 3 points, and Nistro adds 3 points to the one he already had. So then he gets the 4 points and overtakes Taya with it. We have 2 more matches today. And then we're going to look at the standings for this week. And then the matches that we'll see next week. Let's set up Yusho Sakaki against Blue Maiden. Yusho Sakaki with his Performa Pal cards, mostly focused on Sky Magician, but he has some real strong link plays, including a Spellcaster combo that goes into Axis Code Talker. So that's a big finisher. He has some Synchros that he can play as well. And Blue Maiden with her Tricksters. Start with Magician's left hand, which I believe is the one that stops traps. Yes. Decided not to play a monster, but instead use the Pendulum Zones. Lilybell with a special summon. Darkroom double already activated. Oh, that's gonna hurt. The Constrictors can do a little bit of burn easy, and then Light Stage adds to it, so then that's double Darkroom. So every time any of the Trickstar monsters deal burn damage, the combination of Light Stage plus Darkroom adds another 1,200 points. Reincarnation. Okay, that works. Resummon that. Just goes for normal battle damage for now. But that's effect damage. So that adds another 600. And Bloom goes back to extra damage. It wasn't effect damage for Lilybell, so they will only play once. Because both Dark Rooms would activate for the Trickster and then for a Light Stage if effect damage is dealt. They want to play the Nightmares for this one. I don't like to put the Nightmares in too many of the decks because I've noticed that they're easy to summon, so the AI will link into them easy. Oh, they add present card. They don't like to play present cards, I've noticed. And they only really should play present card when... what's it? When Trickstar Licorice is out, because that's the entire point of present card being in there. Although Trickstar Light Stage forces the activation of a certain face down card in the end phase. But I've never seen them actually activate it, even if they can. What's he gonna do? There's Pendulum Sorcerer. Goes into a link. Goes to Relinquished Anima. Why? That wasn't level 1. Did the Pendulum skill change his level? Daybreak is nice. Oh yeah, you can treat it as a level 1. Okay, that's how that works. But Relinquished Anima doesn't work unless there's a monster above it. Okay, here comes some effects. What's your effect? Plays a spell counter on this card, gives him a bit more attack points. Boosted points for Sorcerer. Was looking really good for Blue Maiden, but Yusho can get it back. But Blue Maiden doesn't need to deal much more damage. She can now summon a Trickstar, deal some effect damage, and with Light Stage plus Darkroom, add a lot more to that damage. Trickstar de Veritas is the choice. Inflict 200 damage, adds another 1,200 with Darkroom, because it activates twice. Once for the effect damage from de Veritas, and once from Light Stage. So there's very few life points left for Yusho. That needs to do just one more burn effect. And that's the win. And that's enough. The battle damage activates light stage, which then activates... Well, it applies light stage's effect and then activates the dark room effects. And that is enough. That's all Blue Maiden needed to do to get game 1. That's game 1 for Blue Maiden. We move to game 2. Let's see if Yusho Sakaki can do something back. Definitely has more monsters he can play with, though. Why didn't he play right hand? I guess because he didn't have a spellcaster face up, and that's why he decided just not to play it, but knowing the Trickstar deck and how much it depends on light stage, night stage being really useful. Having right hand active would be really nice, I think. Okay. They're gonna go for 2 blooms? Why 2 blooms? Why not just do bloom with Lilybell into something? Do they want an extra on the grave? Hi, Yuki. Standing up now. Is that what you want? Are you gonna scratch? Okay. Okay, they're gonna do that. Bring back bloom, which gives them a heal points. Yeah, they attack with bloom. Bloom is 100 points. Now they have to waste an honest to do that. Why are you attacking with something with 100 attack? That was not necessary. Foxglove Witch comes out. I don't know all of the Trickstars. In fact, Holy Angel is the one I know the best. Are you gonna just sit down and you don't want to sit on my lap? Why do you insist on sitting in the way of my arm? Why do you insist on sitting in the way of my arm today? Do I have to move the microphone? You want to sit here? No? Do what Laugh Maker can do. It's like a sub-ace in a sense of Yusho. There's not a lot of damage on Yusho yet. So if you can push now, he might have a shot at it. He might have a shot at the victory. He'll need to, because the first win was to the Trickstar. Okay, negates Akashic, but they have Akashic, but that also doesn't apply too much because there's barely ever a monster for you to it. So that's why that monster is less useful in the deck. But it can be summoned. Here comes the... Wait, is this the combo into access code? Yusho Sakaki. I told them to push last turn, and he is. Here's access code talker. I don't give it to many people because I don't want it to be that common. But he's also not the only one that has it. But yeah, access code talker takes care of those sets. Makes it a lot safer to attack. 5,300 damage. Yeah, I think Yusho wants to get that minimum point and then go for game 3. Your tricks are tokens, okay. What link are you gonna make to try and deal with access code? Or are you just gonna keep them as defense? Because they're about to get destroyed by access code's effect anyway. Yeah, it makes sense. Have one more defense code. Summons effect Veiler, links it off to... Is that Anima then? What's the point of that? It's a link. It has 0 attack. Oh, it has restage? Oh, right. Because then you can summon it and get a link too. Makes sense. That works. Alka Fibrax? Because it's a tuner? Yep. Brings out that one. Wait, just Alka Fibrax? Link Cross? Are you gonna make another Link 4? Like, Yusho is not necessarily a Vrains player, but he... Okay, he was gonna synchro because he doesn't have a spot to play another Link. He's comboing off. He's like, this deck probably has some of the biggest combo potentials. Why is he synchroing a bunch? What's he trying to achieve here without... He can get an extra draw off a formula sync from. Why does he want more synchro tuners? I guess they put he has a link in the grave to destroy stuff with access code. That works. Just banish link cross from the field. Yeah, finish it. I have no idea why he bothered to do the synchros. He could just use links. It looked cool, I guess. He wanted to show off, like, look what I can synchro too. I can do that. That's game 2 to you, show. We're gonna go to a game 3. Dark Room is active, that's good, but Trickstar Light Stage is not. They're missing out this time. There's right hand, we get Magician's Souls. Lost Wind can't come back, which is nice. Ooh. Infinite Impermanence on Souls is not. Notice how they're putting Infinite Impermanence on the sides, and not in one of the middle zones like they would normally. That's a real interesting observation. So there's some programming for Impermanence. Comes another Magician's Souls, so they can at least make something. Is that Akashic then? No. Daybreaker. Oh yeah, they have Daybreaker. And it's a spellcaster that works with right hand. So whichever spell effect results first during the opponent's turn isn't gonna work. Light Stage? Actually, if Light Stage doesn't resolve, does that send it to the graveyard because it can't go to the field? How does that work? No, that's activation negation. This is just effect negation. Then it stays in the field. Foxilvich trying to beat over Daybreaker. Lost Wind can go to this. Can go set again. Well, to set. It was discarded first. They can use that one. So that's gonna be negated now. Were that destroyed as well? You can destroy it. Ooh. So that wouldn't have worked against Light Stage. If they have Light Stage now, that would be great. Ooh, a Link 3 into a Link 2. They must really want Crimson Heart. They really want that draw. Forbidden Lance lowers those points. Oh, but Korribane can save it. Korribane saves to the extra attack points. Let's take out Daybreaker. Okay, it's looking okay. However, Review Dancer Special Summon, Tribute Summon, Sky Magician. Here we go. His most well-known card, Before Repel Sky Magician. Can he do enough with it? Crimson Heart is still in the field. We could see a big move now. Gonna be another Link 2. Into Black Cat Bat, which means another 200 life points, and then Link 4? Are they gonna go for Link 3 maybe? No, they go for the Link 4. Trickstar Bella Madonna, her biggest monster. 1400 points. No Dark Room, that's gone due to right hand. But with Trickstar Festival being banished, her Trickstar Bella Madonna survives. I would say that's advantage Blue Maiden now. Restage brings back Magician's Soul, so a Link summon can happen. Wait, can they can Akashic now below Madonna? And then the effect works? Well done. I think they probably could have chosen Anima too. Let's see. Anima already in the grave? Yeah. And equip it. They could have done Anima as well, just with effect veil, but they chose the other route, which is fine. It was cool to see Akashic Magician actually resolve. If they can do it, they will do it, it looks like. But it's not often it comes out. They go to Link Cross, okay. Got 2 tokens because they're summoning it with a Link 2. leave it at that, though. Honest and Link Cross makes no sense. Probably was a good player. Are you gonna return to hand? No. Link 3, yeah, it looks like Yusho is still pushing. Yusho has the advantage. Lost game 1, but he's coming back. And we know what this is gonna do. Because once Celine is out, we link again. Into his finisher. Access Code Talker. That's the advantage of being a spellcaster deck. I gave him Celine, and Celine is an easy way into access code. Honest gone, 5,300 damage. What can Blue Maiden even do at this point? What can Blue Maiden do? Doesn't look like much. Link Cross gone, set card destroyed. Final attack is for Access Code Talker. Yeah, it's a Performer Pal deck. I feel like in hindsight, because of the combos that are possible with his extra deck, with Celine, with Access Code, he summons Access Code a bit in too many duels. It's not out there, and it's... Because Access Code is super strong. Like, you have Zark and Rin's deck, which shouldn't be her focus, but you can only summon that with a certain trap card, and it costs her life points to do it. And then Zark negates, has his own effect negated, stays on the field for only one turn. Isn't summoned too much. Access Code is summoned more regularly. It's a win for Yusho. So after Blue Maiden took game 1, Yusho took it back. Gets that win. We have one more match to get started. Let's see what these two players did in the first round. I don't remember. Jack and Tommy. Jack won the very first match. He beat Howard X Miller 2-1. And Tricky Tommy Noble won the second match against Yusho Sakaki, who we just saw. Both have a 2-1 victory, so they both have 3 points. So one of them is going to join Miss Chono and potentially some others. Like I think Roman won in both rounds so far as well. And have 6 points. I did upgrade... Jack has a V4 deck, as with most duelists, but I did make a V5 deck for him with a lot of the new Resonator and Red Dragon Archfiend support. Unfortunately, not a lot of that is in Master Duel, so he has like a 27 card deck, which is kind of sad. But it's just his V4 deck, which does work. Which is Resonators, a few dragons, well, especially in the extra deck, he has Vice Dragon, and then a little bit of a zombie engine, actually, to get some of his level 5s out, like Endless Decay. Oh, Uki turned around. Uki wants some more pets. He wants some more pets. Where was my Tricky Tommy? There's Tricky Tommy with his ultimate baseball kit deck with Fire Fists. Jack out the Tricky Tommy. Let's go for the final match of today. It's gonna be Tricky Tommy to start us off. Okay, start with Gorilla. Decent start. There's only few decks that can really set up a big board in the gates. Well, nothing can really set up a big board in the gates, but we saw earlier that one of the decks set up a Baron de Fleur turn 1, which is a really nice card to have. I think one or two decks might have Borreload Savage Dragon as well as a level 8 Synchro, but it often isn't summoned with a Link already in the grave. That Mirror Force hurt. Could have destroyed it, but Gorilla's like decided not to take the risk. And that getting rid of Spirit as well isn't great. Last Wind's gone, so that's gonna stop a special summon monster with its effect. Synchro Shokan! Red Dragon Archfiend! His ace. Well, his signature monster, not quite his ace anymore. There's a signature card, and he's gonna deal some big damage against Tommy. Really, you're gonna break through skill on that just because it activates? Is that how the programming is? The effect was not gonna do anything. I like in these decks just to have some different cards that destroy, like, spells and traps. Like, there's a lot of... I'm saying like a lot. I don't like that. There's Mystical Space Typhoon, Harpy's Feather Duster in quite a few decks. But some of the decks I like to put Night Beams. Some of them I like to put Twin Twisters. Even a Cosmic Cyclone in one of them, I believe. I like to do that. And then for negations, I like to have Fiendish Chain in one deck, Lost Winds in another, Breakthrough Skill in another, to see that variety. But everything has to have whatever the meta insists is the best card. It's interesting this way. Oh, Uki goes back to my bed. And Jack wins game 1. See Uki in the back. Uki. Uki's on the bed. Uki's looking from there. Gonna be comfy in my pajamas, aren't you? Yeah, because the pajamas feel nice. Do they have my smell? Yeah. You can go sit and be comfy. As game 1 to Jack Atlas without too much trouble. Let's see if Tommy can take it back in game 2. This could be the final duel of today if Jack wins it, but Tommy could force one more. Even if it's an unlikely match win, even just getting a single duel win is great, because it's a point, and that point might matter in the final standings, in the fight for King or Queen of Games, in the fight to just stay in top 3 or stay in top 10, because it's not currently known how many duelists will stay in King's Cup. Probably to make it interesting, I want to have a big change for next season in terms of people, so probably I'm thinking the top 10 stays for next season. I might alter their decks a little bit, but top 10 stays for next season, and then the bottom 10 goes out. Makes place for new people. To have a big enough variety of new people that it's not just mostly the same decks, the same people every season. I've considered for a short time to have, let's say, a second tournament that would be off-stream under the King's Cup, which would work in a similar way, and then some of them would promote from the second season, well, from that second ranked King's Cup to the first one. If they, let's say, finish top 3, top 5, whatever, but that would force me to do another tournament. I don't feel like doing that. I think I'll just do the top 10 stay. That's what I'm thinking right now at the end of King's Cup. So at the end of 19 weeks. This is just week 2. Top 10 stay, bottom 10 go out. I choose a few people that go in, like let's say 5, and then I have the viewers vote or decide on 5 people. 5 duelists that go in. And I want, let's say all of the Zexal characters get knocked out, I want some more Zexal characters to go back in. If there's no synchro players left, I want synchro players to go in. And I want to have at least one person representing games, preferably 2, and at least one person representing the manga, also preferably 2. For season 1, there's just 1. Preferably have someone from at least every series for the first 6, so everything before Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. And then, yeah, I have some game representatives, manga. I have quite a few extra cards that with the manga. Also, Minako, if you're still here, I can show you that puppet deck that I was talking about yesterday, because I have it on Master Duel. Okay, so that's Jack Atlas, relatively easy. It was Jack, right? Yes, Jack Atlas pretty easily beating Tommy. So he gets that one. I'm going to refresh this, which puts us at 6 points for just 3 duelists. Jack Atlas, Roman Goodwin, and Miss Chono are the only ones with maximum points. Then, after them, and I like actually that the points work here. After them, the ones with a victory and then a 2-1 loss. Blue Maiden, Yami Merrick, Yusha Sakaki. But then also Brooke Walker, Nisra, and Aster Phoenix. Now, the points difference tiebreaker has the advantage for these two, but this tiebreaker here, which comes into play now, because Buchholz doesn't come in until we've had at least 3 rounds. This is, I think, wins against tied opponents, and they've already won against each other, or is TB something else? I don't remember. But those are 4 wins. Aster Phoenix isn't, no, 4 points, I mean, so 1 win and then a 2-1 loss. The duelist with a win, like a match win, and then a 2-0 loss in a different round. Angie at 3, Tanya at 3, Disa, Antinomy, Taya, Rin, Dipper, and Tricky Tommy Noble. Then a 2-0 loss and a 2-1 loss for Quattro and Howard X Miller. And here comes the big one. Officially at the bottom because he's the only one that hasn't won a single duel. 0 points after 2 rounds. Yami Yugi. 0. That's big. Alright, so we have Yugi at the bottom. We have Michono, Roman, and Jack Atlas at the top. Where's the actual bracket? Do I need to refresh again to see it? Let me, probably if I zoom out, something will happen. Let me just, close this for a secundo. Zoom out. Because I would like to see the bracket and not just the scores. They're not showing me the bracket. Shalunj is confused again. It's not loading everything. So I guess I can't tell you what the matchups are going to be next time. Because Challenge is being weird. Let's see if I open just regular Challenge. Yeah, it doesn't even show my tournaments again. The server is still having issues, it looks like. Let's see, your events. Maybe you can show it that way. No. Yeah, Challenge has server issues. I hope that all the scores went through at least. Yeah, so I can't tell you what the matchups are for next round, unfortunately. I'm happy I was able to do both the Champions Cup qualifier tournament on Tag Force yesterday and then King's Cup for today. That is positive. I had fun doing this. Miss Chona won twice is one of the ones I'd say I'm rooting for. Dipper as well. Yugi having lost twice is certainly interesting to start. I like that there's some like interesting stories developing. I say like a lot. I want to stop. Ugh. It's not required. Let's see, I have a V5 deck for Crowler. I have one ready for Zane. Truman and Jack Atlas have them, but they're waiting for certain support cards to be added to Master Duel. Reiko Kitamori, I have... is that the deck? Is that the puppet deck? Yeah, that is the deck. They're waiting for 3 cards that I want to be able to add to the main deck. I know which cards they are, but they haven't been added to Master Duel yet. So you have Puppet Pawn, Puppet Rook, Puppet Queen, Puppet King, supported by some other Earth Warrior cards, Rookie Warrior Lady, Warwick Actos. That's how you're crawling under the blanket. Ah, you made it. You gonna sleep under the blanket now? In between it? You go find your spot. Let's see the bubble moving. That's Uki trying to find a spot. Stretchy, trying to find her. Get comfy. Yeah, she likes to sleep like in between my blankets. But yeah, this is the deck that I made for Reiko Kitamori, who is from the manga, from Yu-Gi-Oh! R, I believe. Use the puppet deck, and I support it with some other cards. Seeker. I have a V3, V4, and V5 deck. He's the Exodia guy from the start of Battle City. His V5 deck is broken, and I had to actually weaken it to actually make it beatable. Because it used to have more Sangan and Witch of the Black Forest, and more Sword of Revealing Light, more Scrap Iron Scarecrow. But then that was just too hard to defeat. He's already using 3 Pot of Greeds, 3 Graceful Charities, and he has 3 copies of every Exodia part. Because I felt like that was fitting for him for how the anime works. Yuto, I have a deck for version 5 already. Phantom Knights, combined with a decent amount of other level 3s. Mostly, he has XCs. He has 1 Synchro he can play, and then a few Links. Rusty Bardiche comes out relatively often. Roland? So Kaiba's helper. He has a deck focused on Dark Samorg and Dark Armed Dragon. He can summon out the Last Warrior from another planet, but I still have to... Oh yeah, I was gonna upgrade that deck with, what's it? Waking the Dragon? Something like that? I was gonna add that. Actually, no, I'll just add that in a bit, because I need to add that on Dueling Book then as well, because I use that for verification. Waking the Dragon. I'll add that to Roland's deck in a little bit. And then I have, let's say, Olga from the Arc 5 anime. She appeared in a few episodes in Junior Youth Championship. Cologne, which is a manga character, focuses on Princess Cologne. A hat deck, which I haven't associated to a character. Ponta from Zexal, Dark Mist, Kiranex. So many decks. Like, I have 97 decks built. Most of which I would say are capable for, like, are good for duels and are good for a Champions Cup tournament or Champions Cup qualifier tournament in once we get to Season 2. Because Season 1 for Champions Cup is exclusive to Attack Force. I want to finish it on Attack Force 3. Once we get to Season 2, it's going to be on Master Duel, and there's so many decks. Dexter, Balowski, the Moki Moki player from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. He has a deck. Truman has Dark World. Professor Viper has a deck. Divac has a deck. The Monkey Dark Signer. But his deck is unfinished. Jim Crocodile Cook with his Fossil deck. Although I do want to alter that a little bit. Shadow Giant, who appeared in like one episode in Zexal. Damian Draco, which is, I believe, a manga character. I decided to give him a dragon deck, and not just any dragon deck. I decided to give him 2014 Dragon Rulers. I believe it's 2014. Wait, that's actually legal in Master Duel? You can play... This is actually mostly legal deck in Master Duel. Wow. Huh. Anyway, yeah, he has Dragon Rulers. So that's scary. That's why that's V5. And a few other version 3 decks that let's say Vetrix. Vetrix can definitely do better if I expand past just the Heraldic Beast support. But that's just a version 3 that I got built early on. Loomis can definitely improve. Umbra. Like with Mass Beast Descardius is what they play. Arcana as a version 3 Dark Magician deck. Which is a bit of a different support than what Yami Yugi would play. But I could probably make a version 4 for him. Duke Devlin has his dice deck. Bunch of luck-based cards. Well, some luck-based cards. Just a bit of a ritual. Ritual cards. As Dynamundo as Crush Sheep. There's some nice cards they can play. A bunch of dice roll stuff. But Dark Master Zork is one of his ace cards. That and obviously Orgoth the Relentless. Those are the decks. They could, most of them could be used for future tournaments. But that'll be it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I'm gonna find ourselves someone to raid into. And then someone to raid into. Be quiet, Alka. Yeah, let's raid into Lucky. She's still streaming. That's fun. What was I gonna say? Yeah, in the weekend, assuming Challenge still works, then we continue with the Champions Cup for Attack Force. And then somewhere during next week, I'll announce later when. Then we'll do King's Cup week number 3. Let's give it one final shot to see if I can find what the matchups are. No, Challenge still isn't loading properly. At least you knew the standings. That was good to see. Let's raid into Lucky. One of my friends, one of my colleagues. He deserves that. Oh, thank you for being here, G-Block, and thanks for sticking around after Marbles. That was fun. Yeah, Seeker being in a future tournament, that'll be an interesting one. Like, depending on how strong the opponents are, I'll put a different version of him in. Because he starts with quite a few stall cards with high defense, like high defense monsters. In version 3, he has a few of them left in version 4, and version 5 it's just draw, search, draw, and a few stall cards. And he really breaks the Forbidden Limits list with the Exodia Pieces Grace Charity Pot Raid. Yeah, thank you everyone for watching. I will see you all next time. Make sure you always remember that you are worth it. Goodbye.